All right, Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to Akim across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity. Real quick prophecy update, as you can see here. Um, now you have the U.S. Poking the Persians, man. All right. And we know according to prophecy that what the Persians, all right, are a part of the prophecy in Ezekiel 38 concerning what Gog and Magog. So these are things that we're gonna have to watch out for, man, because we can't forget that. Let me get it real quick. World War III, the third woe cometh quickly, man. All right, this is Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past. That's World War II. And behold, the third woe, the third world's war, cometh quickly. All right, so just as Yahushua said, he cometh quickly. All right, we can understand the urgency of the Lord bringing forth World War III. Now, you do have in prophecy the book of Revelation where it states that the mark of the beast is going to be brought forth. And now we're seeing these things as well. Okay. So everything is lining up with prophecy, man. Okay. This third world's war is coming. Now me myself, I watch Canadian Prepper, you know, I think the channel is Off Grid Farming, something like that, something of that nature. And then what was the other one? Full Spectrum Survival. So now these three channels, these are preppers, right? And they go into what's happening around the world, what's happening with the economy, what's been happening with this war, right? Concerning Russia. Why is there a war building up? All right. Why is there a large why is there a large, how can I word this? Why is there a large offense that Russia is taking to eventually try to go through Europe? And they've been talking about this in the news. They've been talking about this on prepper channels. They've even been talking about this on different TV specials and news specials concerning Russia. Why is this? Because the Lord is in control of Russia, because they are becoming a servant to the Most High. The Lord is going to use Russia to do what? To take out America. And this is prophecy. Now, why? Why do I say that the Lord is going to use Russia? Because did not the Lord make, let's get this real quick. The Lord anointed America, right? And called them his anointed cherub, right? Let's see if I can find it. Let's see here. Yep, I spelled it wrong. This is Ezekiel 28, and this is Ezekiel 28:11. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Thou sealest up the sum, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of the Lord. Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of the tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of the Lord. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of the fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee. Right? Did not the Lord, during the time of the Babylonians, did not he number that Babylonian empire, that kingdom, and found it wanting? Because the Lord found what? Iniquity. This is what, see, the Lord hates iniquity. So whenever he finds iniquity, All right. It's an exposure of it. And this is what's happening to America. America was this great country, established, so-called great. You know, the world knows it as a great country when it was built off of the back of our people. It was built off of unrighteousness and wickedness. But the Lord, you know, setting up whatever kingdoms he wants on the earth, he has set this place up to do what? To reign over the earth and to punish his people. And now we're coming into the time where this is up. All right. Why? Because iniquity has been found in this nation as well. So the Lord is numbering this place just as he did to the Babylonian kingdom and empire. And it was found wanting. And that's what the prophets see today. The prophets are likened unto that finger, that hand that gave the message to Belteshazzar, man. All right. I believe his name, the son of Nebuchadnezzar, Belteshazzar or Belshazzar, one of the two. You know, let's just get it. All right. And we'll come back to Ezekiel 28. All right. Because that's what's happening again. This place, America, is being found wanting. Iniquity is being found here by the Lord. And the Lord is raising up other nations to take this nation down. That's exactly what happened to the Babylonian Empire. It was numbered. Iniquity was found. They were drinking and eating and laughing out of the vessels of the house of the Lord. And the Lord raised up the spirit and put a spirit on the Medes, Darius, all right, to come in and do what? Make a surgical strike and take over the empire. And that's what's happening with America. But this time, America is going to be hit with missiles. This place is going to be conquered by other nations. This is why you see these other nations raising up against America. They're being endowed with the spirit. All right. They're about to become used tools for the Lord. The Lord uses whoever he wants, man. This is what we're trying to tell you, American people. There's no making America great again. This place has been found with iniquity, as the scripture says here. It was the anointed cherub. It was the golden cup, as the scripture says. But now what? It's over with. And it's time for a new rulership, and it's going to be the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be the Lord's dominion. Okay? Let me grab this real quick. Found wanting. It's in Daniel. This is Daniel 5. And this is just through the Spirit. Daniel 5. And you can kind of get the same sentiment that was done in the Babylonian kingdom is being done here. Why? Because why is this place called Babylon the Great? That's the Spirit. This is known as Babylon the Great. So we're having what? Babylon be numbered again. Okay. This is Daniel 5 and 18. It says, O thou king, the Most High God gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor. Now let me see what this man's name is, his son. Yep, his name was Belteshazzar. You see it right there. All right. And he went to Daniel to ask what was to be of his kingdom. He really asked about them hands. That hand that wrote what it wrote on the wall. Imagine that. This is how powerful the Lord was. This is the things and the great signs and wonders he did, and even in the ancient world, man. So how much more in this time? We're about to see some amazing things, man. Okay? This is a very beautiful time to be alive. This is a very beautiful time to continuously stay in the spirit, prophesy, and make sure you yourself is doing what you're supposed to do. I'm going to say that. Make sure you yourself, you're doing what you're supposed to do in the spirit, man. Okay? Because we want to be found worthy. We want to be found with faith. Right? This is Daniel 5 and 18. So Nebuchadnezzar's son went to Daniel to ask Daniel what this hand meant and what the writing meant. All right. So what? You elites of this time, you're going to come to the prophets and we're going to tell you what all these things happening around the earth and what these nations rising up against you means. It means that the Lord has found iniquity in your kingdom. The creator of this reality has found iniquity in your kingdom, and you have been numbered, just as Belteshazzar, the son of Nebuchadnezzar, who eventually took over rulership of the kingdom of Babylon. All right, he was found wanting, and his kingdom was numbered. Okay, and through the Spirit, this is Babylon the Great. So everything is nothing new under the sun, man. This is Daniel 5:18. O thou king, the most high power gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom. This is Daniel talking to Belteshazzar about his father. Daniel 5:18. O thou king, the most high God gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he would, he slew, and whom he would, he kept alive. And whom he would, he set up, and whom he would, he put down. So there was power given to Nebuchadnezzar from the Lord. The Lord actually called Nebuchadnezzar his servant. So yes, the Most High could use other nations for his purposes. And that's what we're seeing happen with Russia, which is what we're telling the world. The Lord is going to use Russia for his purpose. Does that mean he's dealing with that nation and that's his favorite nation? No. Just as he used America for his purpose. The purpose was to conquer his people and punish his people. And also because what? The Most High is a fair power. Every nation that he created gets a time to rule on the earth. And now we're coming into the end of the time of the Edomites' rule. And they don't want to accept these things. But it is what it is, man. Read Psalm 75. The Lord setteth up one and putteth down another. America is over. Daniel 5:19. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he would, he slew, and whom he would, he kept alive. And whom he would, he set up, and whom he would, he put down. But when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, that's America. That's why this place is known as the most proud. That's in the scriptures. Now are you starting to understand why this place is being numbered? It's for iniquity. Daniel 5:20. But when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and it took his glory from him. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High, Yahweh, ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointed over it whomsoever he will. Right? We're telling you that the power of Edom, the ruling nation over this last great kingdom on the earth, Babylon the Great, is about to come to an end. The Lord is about to put this place down, man. You see? There's nothing new under the sun with the Lord. It's just a different time, a different understanding of time that men have concerning the Lord. His timelines is different than ours. It tells you that in the scriptures. 1,000 years is as one day to the Lord. You see? Daniel 5. Daniel 5:21 again. He was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High, Yahweh, ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointed over it whomsoever he will. Now let's grab this real quick, just to reiterate that. This is a precept. This is Psalms. Let's go to Psalm 75. All right, this is why these nations are being stirred up against America, because they're about to be used for the Lord's purpose to get America out of the way. And then the Lord's going to deal with those nations as well when he comes, man. This is Psalm 75. Psalm 75, verse 6, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Lord is the judge. See, he putteth down one and setteth up another. You see? So the Lord is setting up what? He's setting up a kingdom in the midst of another kingdom going down. The kingdom he's setting up is the kingdom of heaven. This is why you see the Israelites waking up around the earth. This is why you see these other nations being stirred up against America and their allies. One of them being Israel, which is going to lead into prophecy of what? The least of the flock leading them out, right? So these things are all coming together, all right? Prophecy is still rolling. This is Daniel 5 and 22. And thou, his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this. So this man sat and watched his father be proud. He watched his father go through that breakdown when the Lord got on him and took it all away from him. But he still wanted to act proud, man. All right. America knows it has the history of Sodom and Gomorrah, has the history of the nation, the history of the nations the Lord took down, has the history of the flood. But they still go and act proudly against the Lord. Why? Because they want to be the Most High. This nation of people, they want to exceed past their creator. Starting with their elites, man. So the Lord has sent forth his prophets once again, like he does all the time before a kingdom goes down, to warn, to give his people in these societies, in these kingdoms, all right, the knowledge on what's actually happening around them, man. See, this is why the prophets are so important. They're the servants of the Lord. The secrets of the Most High are revealed to these men. Okay, this is why this is why our nation is so wicked, because they always would kill the prophets or try to get rid of the prophets. These other nations, all right, they would treat the prophets with some sort of respect. Look what happened with Daniel when Babylon went down, man. Did the Persians and Medes treat him crazy? No, they didn't. Daniel 5 and 23, but has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives, and thy concubines have drunk wine in them. And thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, and of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know. And the God in all whose hands thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified. See? So that the Lord hates self-glorification, man. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written, and this is the writing that was written many, many tekel a parson. This is the interpretation of the thing. Many, the Most High, have numbered thy kingdom and finished it, right? Which is what's happening to America. The Lord is finished with this place. As you can see, look at this place. It's finished. It's been numbered. You even have Edomites saying that there's no correcting or fixing America, man. You have many Edomites in denial when you bring up the topic and discussion of America being completely finished. It's pointless to live here. I've heard Edomites say these things, man. All right, was listening to the man Andrew Tate, man. He said it's basically pointless to live in America. And that's true, because the Lord has finished and numbered this place. It's completely degenerate. Just as he said, we say the same things. It's nothing but degenerates here, man. Especially you Israelites, 2/3 of you. Bunch of fucking degenerates, man. So this place is nothing but a cesspool of wickedness and madness, and it's been numbered. This is why these other nations are being stirred up against this place, man. Just as what? The Lord stirred up Darius, right, to bring forth a surgical strike on the Babylonian Empire and take out Belshazzar here. Belshazzar, the son of Nebuchadnezzar. See? Nothing is new under the sun. It says, verse 26, Daniel 5 and 26, this is the interpretation of the thing. Many, the Most High have numbered thy kingdom and finish it. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balances and are found wanting. You see? Let's see what this means real quick. Bible comparisons. Let's see what it says in the NLT. Tekel means weighed. You have been weighed on the balances and have not measured up. Tekel means that you have been weighed on the balance and found deficient. It's nothing profitable coming out of America, man. It's places in lots of debt, nothing but degenerate, wicked, evil, all right, things contrary to the Lord comes out of this place. And the Lord is tired of it. See? No kingdom was ever meant to rule or stay on the earth, all right, forever, besides the kingdom of heaven, man. And that just has not came onto the earth yet. So all these kingdoms that have came up before that, before the kingdom has come, they're going to eventually go down because they're not the kingdom of heaven. All right? That's why the Lord is bringing forth a perfect kingdom ruled by Yahushua and the 144,000. And it's going to be an everlasting kingdom on the earth of righteousness and peace. This is Daniel 5 and 28. Paris, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. That's a funny thing. Because right here we have what? We have one of the top commanders of the Iranians, who are the ancient Persians, coming against what? Babylon the Great. So all this is spiritual, man. Daniel 5 and 29, then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. In that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain, and Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. So that we're seeing, all right, the effects of what prophecy repeating itself, man. Except it's going to be a greater condemnation and destruction and surgical strike on America. And it's called thermonuclear destruction. All right. Now I'm going to read this as top commander promises of graveyard for enemies of Iran. Foreign adversaries are trying to trigger a great sedition, the IRGC chief has said. The commander-in-chief of the elite Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Hossein Salami, has warned the U.S., Israel, and other nations that any attempts to sow discord in Iran will ultimately backfire and lead to their own demise. He made the remarks in the eastern city of Zehadan on Sunday as he addressed 15,000 members of Basil's security militia. The U.S., Britain, this is his words, the U.S., Britain, Israel, Germany, France, all part of that beast system, and the House of Saud are all trying to provoke tensions in Iran by means of their divisive media outlets. And that's what America does. They try to demonize you, and then they what? They want to go in and send in regime change, right? This is what America does. They take out your leaders and bring in forth their puppet leaders and bring forth their wickedness into your country, right? So these other nations are being stirred up against it because the Lord's putting the spirit on them. Because it's judgment coming to America. It's judgment coming to the West and Western countries, which really make up that power structure of Edom on the earth. It's over. Look at Europe. They're failing. They're behind. They're in debt. Right along with their head honcho, America, riding upon that system known as the whore. America is known as the whore that rideth upon this system, the beast system, man. This is his words. The U.S., Britain, Israel, Germany, France, and the House of Saud are all trying to provoke tensions in Iran by means of their divisive media outlets. However, the nation is fully vigilant. Enemies have many pipe dreams and are living in delusions. Pipe dreams. And that's what America has. A lot of pipe dreams. If you don't know what that is, I'll get it real quick. And that's all you hear from Americans, man. Just a bunch of fucking pipe dreams, man. Let's get this real quick. See if it comes up. Look up. pipe dream, an unattainable or fanciful hope or plan. See? What is the unattainable or fanciful hope or plan for America? That they want to go into Iran and change the regime. They want to continue their power on the earth in general. All right? This is why. But the Lord is stirring up these nations against America, man. He's stirring up Russia. You see? He's stirring up Iran, the Persians. He's stirring up these nations. So the Lord is in control of prophecy taking place right now. He putteth down one and set up of another. It's what you Edomites and you other nations don't understand, man. And the prophets are out there on the highways and byways, all right, faithfully teaching and letting you know of these things, man. The commander accused Washington and London in particular of seeking to reestablish. Isn't that not the mother of America? The mother being is going to, this does not fit into the prophecy where it says the mother still shall be sorely confounded or disappointed, roughly paraphrasing. It tells you this. The mother of America is London. It's not a coincidence these two nations are being, these two countries are being mentioned. Everything is prophetic now. Everything is scriptural. The guideline of this reality is the scripture. So we already know the outcome of what's about to happen, man. The commander accused Washington and London in particular of seeking to reestablish colonial dominance over Iran. This is what America does all over the earth. This is them spreading forth their wine through what? Colonial dominance. They brought forth colonial dominance over here to the Americas and conquered Gad, Reuben, and Issachar. And had what? The southern kingdom, the tribe of Judah, over here in what? Slavery. Through what? Colonial dominance. And this is what they've been doing for years and years and years. This is why you have the different garrisons and bases in all the countries around the world, because they bring forth wickedness and they push out and go into other nations and try to establish colonial dominance. And it has won in a lot of nations to the point where these nations have to bend the knee. But not these nations that the Lord is raising up. Russia, Iran, not these nations. You're not about to hold these nations. That's what the scripture says. Let the weak say, I am strong. The Lord's putting the spirit on them because they're going to be used to end America. The commander accused Washington and London in particular of seeking to reestablish colonial dominance over Iran and warned that attempts to cause a great sedition and this world war will be turned into a graveyard of the enemies. That's a threat to the United States. The United States, now this is some truth he says here. The United States, which has decimated tens of millions of people in various wars and is the exporter of instruments of torture and weapons of mass destruction, and Britain, which has committed massacres all over the world and has a colonial mindset, are nowadays trying to harm the Iranian nation. They will never succeed, however, he said. They will never succeed, however, he said. So these nations are being raised up. The Lord has put the spirit of these nations to come against America. Let's go to Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38:1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy armies, horses, and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Lord is preparing Russia and is gathering other nations unto Russia. And Russia is becoming that guard unto these smaller nations because what? They're getting ready to come against America, man. All right, it's just a matter of time now. All right. The beast system is out. Revelation 13. Now it's a matter of time. All right. This is why the Lord said, watch and pray. Measure the times diligently. All right. Ezekiel 38 and 5, Persia, that's the Iranians. Okay? So the whole reason and purpose why they're what? They're being stirred up against America because what? They're being fit into this prophecy here. This is an end time prophecy, the book of Ezekiel 38. Right? Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with him, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Torgamah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, which is what the Lord is doing, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. This is describing America. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to do what? To take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. Okay? That's America. All the delicacies, all the people that have money here. All right? It's going to be a time where destruction, war, anarchy, it's all going to be at full, it's going to be at full height over here in America, man. It's going to be a war zone. It's going to be chaos between the people when the government fails. This place is about to get really bad, man. And it's going to roll, and the Lord's going to roll this place all the way up into destruction, man. Let's go back to, what was it, Ezekiel 28? Ezekiel 28. And we'll end it here, man. Read a little bit more of this. This is concerning America. Ezekiel 28 and 1, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am the Most High. I sit in the seat of the Most High in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man and not the Most High, though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Lord. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. It's America. All right, this place has gathered nothing but riches and delicacies, but it's off of the backs of the Israelites. It's off of wickedness. It's off of deceit. So what? The Lord is stirring up other nations and is numbering this place, America, and prepared it for demolition work. Okay? Let's jump down. Ezekiel 28 and 10, thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers. For I have spoken it, saith the Lord. See? This place is going to be taken out. We see the other nations. We see things happening where we're understanding what the Lord is doing with these other nations and what their purpose is, according to prophecy. Verse 11, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thou sealest up the sum full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of the Lord. Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, topaz, and diamond, the beryl, and onyx, and jasper, and sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. So the Lord set up America, man. The Lord anointed America to be this dominant, great power structure on the earth in these last days. Thou was upon the holy mountain of the Most High. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of the fire. Thou was perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created, till iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of the Most High, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of the fire. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness, pride, because of the height that this man has gotten to. I will cast thee to the ground, and I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. This place is going to be destroyed. Why are there so many scriptures that say this place is going to burn? It's going to be desolate. It's going to be desolation. It's going to be left as a wilderness. It's describing the future of America, man. It's total nuclear destruction, man. That's why you have these certain movies concerning the destruction of America. For instance, Terminator. I believe it is Judgment Day. I believe with Sarah Connor, where she's burning on the fence. I believe that's Judgment Day. I could be wrong. I don't know all the names of the Terminator movies. All right, but one of the movies, it shows you that, man. It shows you fire. And in other movies, you have instances where there's movies where they're showing missiles going back and forth from continent to continent, man. And a lot of them coming here to America, man. See? Verse 19, all they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee. Thou shalt be a terror, and never shalt thou be any more. See? So this is what's going to eventually develop out of this this conflict between America, the West, these Western countries, all right, Israel, and Iran. All right, it's gonna be a big graveyard coming onto the earth soon, as he says. He ain't lying. America's gonna be the biggest graveyard of them all in these last days. This is why we need salvation out of this place, man. We don't got it. We need to be lifted up out of here into the chariots by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Michael, and the angels, man. Because a lot of fire and destruction is coming onto this earth. We're about to go into uncharted, how do you say it? Uncharted territory. All right, where what? Faith is going to be required. So I'm not going to make this too long. I'll put this this article in the description box. Lord willing, that was edifying. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham. Rakakudash. Nabababah.